Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Yoel. Today is 28 days in the Omer. Hayom etzim shmona yom. Sheim arba shvuos la'omer ba'omer. Today's shir is being sponsored by our dear friend, Reb Fischel, from Official Catering. Lili Nishmas, our dear son, Shalom Yeshaya, Zechrona Levracha, Ben Yibad Chaim, Yitzchak Mordechai Fischel. I'll read his email soon. This is his 6th yard site. Last night, the Yetzer Hara came creeping into my house and gave me the terrible news that one of our chaverim, one of our good friends from the shir, we all know him, I'll withhold the name for now, his daughter is missing for over 2 days. She's 20 years old. Crews from our shir, guys from our shir, are through the night searching for her. Whoever wants to help. She's last been seen in Caesarea, so that's where the search is. I've been speaking to them 3-4 in the morning. Psuras Toivos, Shira Bas Gittel Esther. Sometimes the Yetzer Hara just comes in, throws us for a loop. It's difficult to learn. It's hard times. We gotta push through. It's the Yomi. We gotta learn every day. Had every excuse in the world not to learn now. Every excuse. We gotta go weiter. We gotta go. This is good news. We have some birthdays. Our great friend, I'm gonna read his email as well. Happy birthday, Tirani, 20 years old. Ilana, 16 years old. Going with the theme of birthdays, so we'll keep with the theme. We'll have our thoughts and our tefillas with our good friend for his daughter, Shira Bas Gittel Esther. Let's go. Feivel. Fischel. Hi. We have yahrzeit for our dear son, Shaya, whose 6th yahrzeit is 13 of the year. Shalom Yeshaya, Ben Yibal Chaim, Yitzchak Mordechai Fischel. Shaya was a Marbitz Torah in Baltimore. And beyond, with multi-chavrusis and weekly online Dvar Torahs, which are still be sent out every week, and remembered for his signature smile and Kabbalah of everyone saved upon him Yafais. People can enjoy a weekly email of a beautiful Vart or two by sending an email to zichronshaya@gmail.com. ZICHRONSHAYA. Be our honor if you could say Kaddish for him, which I did last night. I'll say today, Be'ez Hashem, if it's legal and safe to do so. We'd also like to sponsor all the programs. Shai's parents, grandmother, siblings, nibblings, who still miss him very much. We gotta go. We gotta get some good news here. Hi, Rebelli, from Ken Milberg, our good friend Ken. It's coming from the Five Towns. I've heard from him a lot. I've been listening to the birthday model, sponsoring for the birthdays. I'm all for it. I hope you don't mind that I added Happy Mother's Day call out to my listen. I got this email, I'm not exaggerating, at 7:05. Shir starts at 7:15. So, I printed this out real quickly. I didn't even put balloons on. I didn't have time. He sent me pictures of the birthday kids. Happy Mother's Day. Call out to my wife. And happy birthday to Rani. We said already. He's in college. Ilana attending Hafter. Hafter. My mom was a teacher at Hafter. So was my aunt for years. You gotta excuse me. I'm falling apart here because of our good friend, because of Fischel, our friend. Attach our pictures. I know I'm pushing the envelope. Love you, Rebelli. Please don't shave that beard. So finally, we got another comment. I was all excited. I got all the comments, don't shave the beard. Then I shaved it, and nobody said anything. I took that as, yeah, you're right. It's good to shave. And now finally, comment comes along and says, don't shave it. And thank you so much for the mention a week ago when we restarted learning in Zoom. It meant so much to the Chevra. You can't imagine. Gino and the boys are doing great. Oh, so Gino, the guy that we davened a lot for, in many days were sponsored in his schus. He's saying they're doing great, so that's great news. This always gives me a lot of simcha. From Ari Bloom. Rebelli, in your schos, I've accomplished something I don't think I've achieved since leaving yeshiva 15 years ago. For 3 weeks straight, I've, Baruch Hashem, never gone to sleep without opening a Gemara. Again, we're going to do Chazara. In your schos, I've accomplished something I don't think I've achieved since leaving yeshiva 15 years ago. For 3 weeks straight, I've, Baruch Hashem, never gone to sleep without opening up a Gemara. In other words, he every single day opened up a Gemara. That's amazing. That's what we're trying to do here. Every single day, no matter what, Shabbos, Yontif, Yom Kippur, every 3 weeks straight. Beautiful. For me, COVID-19 will be remembered as the time I began Daf Yomi. And you were a shliach for this bracha. I can only imagine the hours he put into preparing both a full share and an 8-minute clip for each daf. See, he can imagine. Yesterday, Yosef asked me if I'm going to give him the 8-minute daf on daf Lamed Hey, Lamed Vav, and Lamed Zayin, which are missing. As if it takes 8 minutes to make the daf. So I have to tell you that I explained it to him, and I explained it a number of times. It takes 4 to 5 hours minimum for one 8-minute for me, because I have to go through the sugya over and over and figure out how to make it, and then I write it, I type it, and then I send it to my chavrusa, and he tells me this thing is wrong, that. We go back, forth. It's a whole thing. Then I have to record it, and that takes time also. Sometimes I'm recording, there's a pipe right above me, and sometimes the neighbor flushes the toilet, start all over again. As a matter of fact, I just remembered, I'm not kidding, I was talking once about ktanim, person relieving themselves, and then there was a flush of the toilet, and I sent out the video like that to 15,000 people. I'm not exact, 100 people wrote in, did you put the flush of the toilet on purpose? What, are you crazy? No, it was a mistake. But that's, okay, anyway, it takes many hours, and I'm working on it. I could barely do one day, and he wants me to do Lamed Vav, Lamed Zayin, Lamed Ch, all in one day. Great. This is too long. I have these beautiful emails, the whole thing, great stuff. I just want to, Rabbi say, this also gives me a lot of simcha. This is how we're going to get through all these tsaras. We're going to find this girl. We're not going to hear of any more bad news. This is what we're talking about. A little bit of chesed, going out of your comfort zone. This is our great friend Yoel Bergman holding his mug. This is a package that Michael Cohen took time to do. I don't know how long. Maybe spent an hour on this, to label it, to pack it, to pick himself up, get in the car, go to the post office. Takes time. But he made a kid smile. Here's another Baal Chesed. This is not a joke. This guy, with his MDY t-shirt, these are the t-shirts we made at one of our siyumim for the kids, runs around, bringing coffee from house to house, just to give a guy a smile. I'm going to talk about another chesed. Somebody knocked on my door this morning. I'll tell you about it a little later. Gave me a present this morning, before 7 o'clock. All right, I think we could go. Let's start the share. It's a long daf, and the list is growing, but keep those emails coming in. The more pictures, the better. We'll get to them a different day. Zok Deila Gemara. Okay. Today's daf is daf Samach Beis. We made a little bit of a dent yesterday in it, but it's not going to help us much because it's a very long daf. So Zok Deila Gemara. Sorry if I'm a little bit bent out of shape here, but we got to learn Torah. V'loy b'shirim, v'loy b'kazda, v'loy b'magafayim. It's by the 2 dots, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 lines down. You're not allowed to walk out on Shabbos. I forgot the picture in there. You guys know what it looks like. The whole gear that they used to wear, the whole, I forgot what it's called, so let me show it to you. Hold on. Is it in this one? See, that's what happened. The Yitzhahar got to me. It's in this one. Hold on. Oh, here we go. This is what it looks like. You guys see? Armor, helmet. So Gemara is going to say this is not the helmet. It's the insert that fits beneath that, the leather insert. And here, these boots kind of things, the shin guards down here, that's what we're talking about. Okay. V'loy b'shir, v'loy b'kaz, v'loy b'mefayim. Shiryoin zardo, it's armor. Kazdo, the helmet, omarav, Sanvarsa, the leather part inside. Magofayim, which in Hebrew means boots, over here means like shin guards. Omarav, puzmoke. It's the iron leggings. Okay, new sugya. Says the Mishnah. Loiteitze isha b'machat hanukuva. I'm not making a bracha on this, even though this kid wrote me a whole long email. I'll read it a different day. About how I should probably make a bracha if I'm going to be drinking water. Loiteitze isha b'machat hanukuva. A woman shouldn't go out of her house. We discussed until now the machat she'ein nukuva, the pin, the needle that doesn't have an eye to it, doesn't have a hole. This one is meant to sew, so it becomes a burden. It's usher to go out with it on Shabbos. Mid'oraisa. We're discussing the Oraisas now, a Mishnah of the Oraisa. And a woman should not go out with a ring that has a signet on it. Mid'oraisa. V'loi b'chol yer. Rabbi Say, we got to get back into it. What does this have to do with Masechta Shabbos? Anybody? Here's a little hint. I added this. This doesn't come with the book. This is from Yoni. He's giving her a ring. Men are from Mars, women for Venus. 15 million copies sold. This title was taken from our daf today. I will show you where. This is a kulyard. It's one of those needles, these pins, these decorative pins. But what is it meant to do? It's meant to close up over here. I'm backwards. It closes the top of the shirt. What did she do? If you see closely, she didn't use it in the fashion it's made to be used. She put it downwards. Zog the Gemara, says the Mishnah, that's also mid'oraisa to go out with it. Because that's not the way you use it. You use it to close the shirt, the blouse. V'loi b'choyvelas. A spice bundle. What's a spice bundle? Something like this, let's say. Maybe this has psumim inside. They would hang it right over here and walk around. Why? This was instead of deodorant. Somebody that had a foul smell would wear one of these. Also mid'oraisa to go out with it. V'loi b'tzloiches shel plaitoin. I'm thinking in my mind something like, you know those tabak guys that have the fancy silver thing, they open up, they smell. So you have like a little silver, something, gold, silver, you fill it up with perfume and you put it on a necklace. V'miyotzos chayeves chatos. Divrei Reb Meir. Reb Meir says, this is a d'oraisa, it's asur, and if you do it by mistake, you chayev chatos. V'chacham poitim b'kovelas v'tzloiches shel plaitoin. And Chachamim say, no, this is jewelry, it's beautiful, it's a golden vessel. Yeah, it contains perfume because you smell bad, but it's a nice jewelry. And we're going to see a third shita that it's not only, Chachamim say potter. What does potter mean? Potter always means that it's asur, potter aval asur. We're going to see a shita that says it's mutter l'chatchila, Rebbe Eliezer. Amar Ula, v'chilufeim be'ish. According to Rashi, the halacha of a woman is not allowed to go out with a signet is only by a woman. But by a man, it's the exact reverse. If he goes out with a signet, it's Issa d'Rabbanan, and if he goes out with a flat ring or a diamond ring like a woman, he's chayiv, mid'oraisa. So whatever the halacha is by a man, it's the reverse. By a woman, it's the reverse by a man. So by a woman, again, the Mishnah before we had, if she goes out with a regular ring, it's only Issa d'Rabbanan. But if she goes out with a signet ring, where you sign papers and documents with, our Mishnah says, a man is the reverse. He's a signer, he signs all the time, so for him it's more of a tachshit, so it's Issa d'Rabbanan. And a regular ring, he never wears a regular ring in those days. And if he wears it, over Issa d'Oraisa. Men and women are different. They wear different things. So just because it's a nice jewelry for a woman, it doesn't make it mutter for a man. And just because it's jewelry for a man doesn't make it mutter for a woman. Umid chazilish. Maser Rav Yosef. Wait a minute. Haroyim yotzim misakim. If I'm a guy, I could wear a sack. Now, when was the last time any of us wore a sack? Never. But you know what? There are guys in Australia that they shepherd sheep and they wear sacks. Therefore, I in Bet Shemesh could wear a sack. What's the connection? Because some people do it, it's considered clothing for me also. That's their way of doing it. So therefore, women also, if they wear a ring that a man typically wears, it shouldn't be a Sideraisa. Men, human beings, wear rings. What's the difference between a man and a woman? Equal rights. Men are for Mars, women are for Venus. That's where you got they're a different nation. They come from a different place. They wear, what is it called? You know, they wear those suits, Mars suits, Venus suits. That's what they wear. And we wear Mars suits. We wear different things. We can't mix up the clothing that they wear. We're different than them. They're a different nation. So what they wear doesn't apply to us, and what we wear doesn't apply to them. But shepherds in Australia apply to men, because all men are from the same nation. That's what the Gemara says. Not to say that we're better, or we're just a different nation. And it makes sense. They wear skirts, we don't. We wear this, they don't. Whatever. So it doesn't mix. Just because we wear it doesn't make it mutter for them to wear. Wait a minute. We have a question. Oh my gosh. What's that? Shem Yirachim. We got Zoom bombed by somebody. Hamoitzei tefillin.
It's the guy wearing the air freshener around his neck. It's from the car. The latest style.
What's his name? Gary. You need to revoke Avi's privileges immediately.
No, he needs to stay.
Mazdov Gary. When's the Boy Bayayim, Gary?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the Boy Bayayim. We're doing a whole special thing from our house. Each person is going to drink a l'chaim from their own homes. L'kaved Gary's son, Ariel's bar mitzvah. If you find tefillin on Shabbos, what do? You're walking in a park and there's a pier of tefillin about to be destroyed. The bad guys are coming, they're going to destroy it, they're going to make fun of it, they're going to throw it in the garbage can. What do? Machnisan zug zug. You put on the tefillin on Shabbos, one pier at a time. Even women could save tefillin. And if women are their own nation, what right do they have to wear our tefillin? They're not in the mitzvah at all of tefillin, because tefillin we don't wear at night and we don't wear on Shabbos, and therefore it's a mitzvah shazman grama. You can only wear it on specific times. A woman is not chayiv. So just because a man wears tefillin, what right does a woman have to wear the same tefillin that a man wears? You're right. Remeir is going to have to hold that women are chayiv in tefillin. Why? It's a mitzvah that says shelo yazman groma. As long as it depends on time, because you can wear tefillin all day and all night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, on Shabbos as well. Therefore, it's their clothing as well. Just like you wear it, the women of the wall, they could also wear it. Ask the Gemara, just an interesting question. We know about this kalachar yad. You wear something, you do something with the back of your hand. Meaning, it's not the typical way that a normal person would carry something or do or move something. So a ring that you typically don't wear, let's say a woman doesn't wear a ring that has a giant signet on it. A stamp box on top of a ring. Why would she walk around like this? It's crazy. So what's the derech for her to carry it? In her palm. If she carries it on her finger, that's weird. That's different. And if it's different, you're not chayiv midaraisa. If I carry a a box of something on my toes and I bring it through the shoes, that's not how you carry it. I'm not chayiv in their rice. I'm only chayiv when I go like this. A woman should only be chayiv on a signet ring if she carries it like this. Or a man who's carrying the diamond ring, right? If he's carrying his wife's diamond ring, where does he wear his wife's diamond ring? Does he ever put it on his finger? Never. He wouldn't be caught dead outside with his wife's ring. So where does he put it? He hides it inside his palm, and he walks outside. This guy that put it on his finger, he shouldn't be chayiv, because he's doing it differently than the way he takes something out. You're right. A regular woman, says Rabbi Yirmiyah, would be potter midaraisa if she took it out on her finger. But she's an important woman. She's in charge. We have the Rosh Ha'ir is a woman by us. Ramah Bet Shemesh. She has a signet ring. It makes sense for her. She's constantly signing documents. For her, that's normal. But when would a man wear a woman's ring? Okay, you have a special woman who she's in charge of stuff. She needs a signet ring. Sometimes a man asks his wife, "Hey, do me a favor, put this away in the box." What does she do until she gets to the box? She puts it on the signet ring because she doesn't want to drop it. She doesn't want to lose it. And the same thing in reverse. Let's say a woman asks her husband, "I need a repair. Go clean my ring. Go to this shop and clean it." What is he going to do? Is he going to put it in his pocket where it could slip out and fall, and there goes $10,000? Or he puts it nicely on his finger and he makes sure nobody sees, but he puts it on his finger. On his little pinky he puts it and runs out. Therefore what? Therefore it becomes the derech even for a man to wear a woman's ring and the derech for a woman to wear a man's ring, and therefore it's not how it's all kalachiyat. To go to the shop. Great. We learned in the Mishnah. You cannot go out with a cholyar. My koilayar. Amarav machbanto. So again, showed it in the Mishnah, we'll show it again. This is a machbanto. This beautiful thing. In the olden days, people used to wear it. When I was a kid, I don't see people wearing it anymore. Maybe they do. Maybe like in, this is like in England. This is what they would wear. The aristocratic women, this is what they wear. Anyway, in those days, it was meant to close the blouse. They didn't have buttons or whatever, so they closed it over here. She took it and she used it differently. She used it this way, right over here. And Memela, she is over Isidore Raisa. Koiveles. What's Koiveles? Amarav, Chumarta de Piloin. It has in it fragrance of Piloin. V'chein Omar Reb Asi, Chumarta de Piloin. Torah Rabbanon leiteitzi b'Koiveles. So now the Gemara just goes through what we learned in the Mishnah, but here it introduces a third shita. If a woman goes out with this, where was that? This guy wrapped around her neck, or a nice fancy box, according to Remeir, it's Isidore Raisa. B'chacham ma'imrim, the Remeir chacham ma'imrim leiteitzi v'myatza p'tura. She's potter avalaser. It's Isidore Rabbanon. And the Gemara explains, Rebbe Lezer oimer yoytzei isha b'kavaz lechatchila. She's allowed to go out. It's a mitzvah for her to go out like that. But where's the machlekes? So we have to all ends. We have 100% mutter, 100% aser, and then we have chachamim in the middle. It's Isidore Rabbanon. Reb Meir Sava Masu, Rabbanon Sava Tachshedhu. So Reb Meir, this is the classic. We had a whole sugi about it the other day. Reb Meir holds it's a burden. If it's a burden, therefore you take it out. You chayv midiraisa. Rabbanon hold it's an ornament. It's a tachshed. It's jewelry. So if you take it out, it's mutar midiraisa. Just Rabbanon made exera. What happens with jewelry? You show it off. Shalom Aleichem Reb Ezra Abrams from Australia. I was talking about Australia. I was talking about Australia. It's good to see you. You almost come more often than your brother that lives right across the street from me. He's going to get me now. He's probably on somewhere. So that's the problem. You might show it to somebody. Listen to this. What woman wears besamim around her neck, like Avi's picture? It was a little bit graphic, but it was a car deodorizer wrapped around his neck. Which guy does it? Somebody didn't take a shower in 6 months. Somebody has body odor. Now, who's going to say, by the way, I wanted to tell you, I smell really bad, and in fact, I smell so bad, I had to buy one of these besamim bags and wrap it around my, and let me show you how beautiful it is. Here, take a look. It's gorgeous, no? You got to be crazy to do that. I'm trying to hide the smell. I'm not trying to announce that I smell bad. So therefore, says Rebbe Lezer, you have no concern. There's no problem. Nobody's ever going to take that off in the street in Rosh Hashanah. Therefore, it's mutar lechatchila for her to wear it. Man da'aker lemirme isha sharei chara. She won't show it. Rebbe Lezer, we have a big problem. Rebbe Lezer, we're just saying that Rebbe Lezer says it's mutar lechatchila. So what's the lashon? If I'm Rebbe Lezer, what do I say? Or I'm writing a Mishnah, I'm writing a Brisa, I say Rebbe Lezer, oimer mutar. But it doesn't say that. It says Vatanya Rebbe Lezer poiter. Potter is not mutar. Potter means potter avalaser. In all through Shabbos, it means it's awesome in the Rabbanan. So why are you telling me it's mutar lechatchila? Very different. Rebbe Lezer poiter b'choid velas u'betzlucha shel pleitor. By the way, Rabbi Isai, I had a bomb idea. Tell me what you think about it. I want to throw this out there. I didn't want to say it in the beginning of this year because it was sad. We're talking about Fischl, but Fischl is part of this, I think. Just like we have this poster that I covered on top because I came last second and put the happy birthday. I would like to make a poster of all the representatives throughout the world. We have Ezra Abrams from Australia. We have Leon Welcher from South Africa. We have Fischl from Baltimore, and we have, Eli Dykman and Goldstein from Borough Park. We should have a chart. This guy represents there, and there'll be a little fighting. We had, after this year was over on Zoom, so Yoel Bergman was fighting with Aryeh Wiles, who's going to be the guy, and Yoel said, I'm taking it, I'm the representative of Chicago. So we'll have a representative of Chicago, we'll have all the representatives of Bet Shemesh in one giant thing. Think about it. If you want to be part of it, I'm starting right now. Send in your picture. Fischl, we got a picture of you lying on your bed. It's good, but the other guys, said, here's Yisrael Goldstein in B&H. You could share. You could co-share with Eli Dykman. It's Beseder. By me, by the way, you and Eli Dykman are one on top of the other. Two guys. Fine.
Don't forget Rabbi David from Manchester.
100%. I didn't forget about him. 100%. He actually, told me yesterday he threw it in Yeshua. Of course. Rabbi David from Manchester, and then we have a guy from Spain, and a guy just sent me from Mexico. We got a guy in Italy. We'll get them all together. Lakewood, Muncie. We'll be Gishmak. We'll have a whole chart. We might have to make a couple charts. Anyway, Zok Gemara, what do you guys think? We'll hang it up here. These are the guys they represent. So we have a problem. It says poiter, not mutter, like Asher. Hakikoi ad Rebbe Meir. Hakikoi ad Rabbanan. Okay, simple teretz. When Rebbe Meir comes along and says, by the way, if a woman walks out with this perfume, she's over to the rice. It says, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Not true. He wasn't saying mutter and the Rabbanon mutter completely. He was just knocking him off. You're wrong. That's it. But compared to Rabbanon, when Rabbanon say it's patar of asur, comes Rebbe Lezer, no, it's not asur the Rabbanon. It's completely mutter. So it depends who he's talking to. According to Remeir, that's mamish is the raisa amalei pater. Not true. Let's turn the page. A little bit of a surprise, right? A lot of words. My Rebbe Meir, where's this Remeir? This Hayel Isha b'mafter, but it's a gata, so we can fly through this. A woman should not go out with a key in her hand. Noam is on a search right now, so I could say a corny joke. Because last time I said one, I got slammed by Noam. There's a woman, I'll say it real quickly. There's a woman who was giving birth, she was having a hard time in labor, and she found out that if you have a key of the cemetery, it helps in labor. So she sent her husband to get the key from the cemetery. She talks to the guy says no. Finally he gives him the key. He gives her the key and smooth birth. The husband is so excited, he made 100 copies, gave it to everybody in shul. And then he gives the key back to the guy. He says, by the way, it was so great. I gave your key to everybody in shul. The guy says, what are you, crazy? Who gave you permission to make a key, to make copies to everybody in shul? That's number one. Number two, it's not at the cemetery. It's of my office. Okay. What shaykh is there? I have no idea. If a woman has this key, why does she have a key? Because she's about to give birth and she has the key of the cemetery, but she's not allowed to go out with it on Shabbos. V'miyotzos chayeves chatos. She's chayev chatos. Please don't tell Noah that I said this joke. Last time I said the bad joke, and he yelled at me, and then a guy said it was one of the best jokes I ever said. Top 10, he chaz it over 6 times. Great. The Reb Meir. Chai v'chatos. In other words, the same category as the psalmim, as a key. Great. Reb Lezer poiter b'chai velos u'b'tzluch shel pleiton. We're talking about a key. He comes, Reb Lezer, and says, and by the way, perfume is mutter. Ask the Gemara, who's talking about perfume? He's talking about a key, and you jump in and say, oh, and perfume is mutter. Okay, it was missing a couple of words. You have to understand by yourself. It just flows. They're all in the same category. So Meir said a key. What he meant to say is also, and by the way, the jar of perfume for smelling people. And comes Rebbe Lezer and says, oh, but kevelos and this is not also. So on that Rebbe Lezer says, look, there's no Rabbanan here. It's one-on-one, me against Rebbe Meir. Rebbe Meir says, Issa Deraisa. I'm telling you, you don't know what you're talking about. It's not Issa Deraisa, Potter. What I meant to say is, mutter lechatchila. But all I was trying to do is knock you out. So a new halacha. What if this jar, this container that contained perfume yesterday, now it's empty? Could I take it out on Shabbos? No. I can't use it on Shabbos. I can't bring it into the Rishus Rabbim on Shabbos because it doesn't contain anything. Omer Avada Barahava, Zaysomeres, if so, Hamoitzi Oichlin Pachas Mikashir Bekli Chayov. Whoa. Comes Ravada, makes a jump. He says, if I cannot go out with an empty jar of perfume into the Rishus Rabbim, so I cannot go out with an empty container of food, which has some food left in it, but not a whole lot, less than a grigeres. What's the connection? I have a container with 0 perfume in it, and I'm making a comparison to a container that has a little bit of food in it, less than a shear. Very simple comparison. Because the container that had perfume smells good still, right? If you empty out a container that yesterday had strong perfume, it's still going to give me a smell? He says, Rabbi Rahava, makes sense that if I still can't go out with that empty container into Rishus Rabbim, even though it smells good, it gives me some nachas, I can make a bracha, maybe boyer minei psamim on it. So too, I cannot go out with a container that has a half a fig worth of food. They're the same. In other words, the kli becomes the ikr. When my kli doesn't contain anything, then what am I carrying outside? I'm not carrying perfume, I'm carrying a kli, a glass, a beautiful gold thing. Awesome. If it has perfume, so what am I carrying outside? I'm carrying perfume. Says Rav Ahava, so if it has a half a fig worth of food, so I'm not carrying a fig, I'm carrying a kli. Chayiv midiraisa. Rav Ashi Omer no. Baal meimelach pater. V'shani hacha the lesel ma'mashe klal. Big difference. Yes, the perfume smells, but there's nothing to catch on to. It's air. There's nothing there. So what did I carry outside into Rishus Rabbim? 100% kli, 0% perfume. Yes, it smells, but the smell, you can't touch the smell. You can't feel it. But a half a grigeres I could feel. And Memela, what did I take out into Rishus Rabbim? A half a grigeres. Perhaps people will make a distinction. The kli is batal to the half a fig. Why not? It's still, you can still feel it. And now we go into a whole long sugya about these terrible people that lived in the time of the Churban Abayis. These women. It says in the pasuk, "V'reishis shmonim yimashchu." So this is not women yet, but the Navi says, look at you guys. You're so involved in your gashmias, you're still anointing yourself with oil, terrible stuff. Don't you chap that the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed and you're still engaging in all this materialism? And I'm reading this Gemara and I'm thinking to myself, Rebbeinu Shalom, we're in big trouble. These guys, what do? They use a little oil, the best oil. Reishish shmonim yimashchu amar Rav Yehuda Mishmuel ze pleiton. Wow. They use pleiton. And what do? We use the best of the best. We have more food, more restaurants, more cars, more houses, more money, more devices, more technology, more vacation, more weddings, more everything. And these poor guys, we don't nothing. We're encapsulated in gashmias. These guys, they used a little oil, Hashem Yirachim, big trouble. How could you do this? The Beis HaMikdash was destroyed and you're using Reish Shmonim, the best of the oils. Balsam oil, wow, unbelievable. We got to be careful, us. Moser Rav Yosef, Afal Plaitin Gozer Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava v'lehoideloi. So ask Rav Yosef, if the Torah is telling, the Navi is rebuking Klal Yisrael for using this oil, then why is it not usher to use? It should be usher. In fact, Rabbi Yehuda tried to make it usher, v'lehoideloi. They said, no, it's not usher. They should make it gzeira. Look, you can't. We just learned the other day, you can't, a college should not wear a tiara. Zeichel Churban. So Klal Yisrael shouldn't use this beautiful oil. Maybe it's because of pleasure. If the whole purpose is you're not allowed to pleasure yourself with this oil, they should all admit to Rabbi Yehuda and say it's also to use. People that drink with throw-in wine, what does that mean? In other words, again, engaging in materialism, they're drinking wine by throwing it. Machlok is what it means. I have a picture. This is what it looks like, almost. It's 2 straws out of 1 glass of wine. It says in the bottom, it got cut off. The double sipper share a special moment. They're sharing a special moment, these 2 guys. Anyway, so you see, it's sharing a special moment. Literally, for some reason, when you're sipping and you share your germs with the other guy, it gives you hana, the Gemara says. And therefore, it doesn't say don't drink from a glass of wine. It says 2 people drinking out of 1 glass. It's like a whole, I don't know, it's gishmak. That's what they do in the bar. Who knows what they do? They're 2 straws and they're sipping from the same glass. It's great. That should be asur. They literally juggle. They have a glass of wine, and they're somehow able to juggle the wine where the wine doesn't pour out. So they're making a gishmak, a whole matzav out of this wine drinking. This should be asur. After Beis HaMikdash, we don't act like that. You gotta tame it down a little bit. Take it down one notch. Remember, the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed. Says the Gemara, that can't be. Yeah. There's a story where Rabbi Ravuna drank from a double straw with somebody else and nobody said anything. Nobody mentioned anything to him. So it's mutter. Says the Gemara, here's the aside. If it has the double thing, it has to have 2 conditions. It has to have joy and pleasure. Not just pleasure, putting oil on your skin. You have to have joy, you have to laugh, geshmak. Then it's also gozru rabbanon. Avamidi this beitanug, let's be simcha, like gozru rabbanon. A good enjoyment, a good glass of wine with a double straw, that only has 1 out of the 2 things for some reason, and that's not asur. Says the Gemara, it says in the pasuk, hashoychvim al mitoy shen, they're laying on their beds of shen, usruchim, and it's spoiled, alar soisam. What's the big sin? That they were naked while they urinated in front of their bed. Says Rashi on later on, but just it's not that they were naked and it's not their bed. That's not the point. The point is that they were disgusting. You go to the bathroom where you go to the bathroom. You don't do your business by your bed. You don't do your business by your dining room table. It's not the bed. It's anywhere. You don't do your business in the living room. Or like when I was in Passaic, I had a roommate that was too lazy. He got up and we had a sink in a kitchen. He went in the sink. That's disgusting. That could be a problem. La halacha. Because that's not where you do it. So it's not the bed. Over here it's the sink. It's not the naked. You could be in pajamas. People used to go to sleep arumim. That's why the Gemara says arum, but that's not the point, Rashi says. Wait a minute. You're going to make such a big deal out of this? That's why we went to Galus? Yiglu. Because mashtin arum, okay, it's not nice, but don't exaggerate. That's why she's going Galus. This makes a lot more sense. Couples would get together and eat together. V'doif can make the same zubezu, and then they would put their beds together. Machlifim n'sheisayim rachman azlam zem zeh shesish. U'ma'asrichim arisoisam b'shucha zera. Usruchim is not talking about ktanim, going to the bathroom. It's talking about shechva zera. There was zera everywhere. She'eino shalohen. It was on a different bed. It was there. They didn't want to get them pregnant, so it was out. The kids are not good stuff. Omer Bavo. And that's why for Eish Sish, you go to Golos. There are three things that create a lack of wealth. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will take away a person's wealth. Okay, this makes sense. You can lose your money for doing something like this. Why? Rashi explains. The Sar, the Malach in charge of the poor people, his name is Novel, disgustingness. He looks for disgustingness, and when he finds it, he grabs on and he can make a person poor. Rabbi say, and if a person doesn't take care of the Netilas Yadayim, I got to tell you a quick story. Maisa, I'll call it a Maisa Shekemat. So it was Erev Yantif, and you have to buy jewelry for your wife, and I'm excited because Baruch Hashem, all the stores are closed. Nobody's going anywhere. I haven't left my house in a few weeks. I'd love to buy you. I just can't. The wife comes over and he says, "No, what's going to be with the jewelry?" I said, "What do you mean? The store?" So she started cursing me in Russian. So no, that didn't happen. She cursed me in English. The Ma'aseh Shekemat it didn't happen. But the Gemara says this exact story. But the end of the story is beautiful. But what did I do? This part is true, and I said this over after the shir on Zoom. So I thought about a beautiful thing to do for my wife. I'm so proud of myself. My wife and I like this coffee right here. Okay, now she's very worried. She's you know how women get. She's every half hour, every 20 minutes, whatever. I don't want to exaggerate. Fine, every 10 minutes. Ellie, what's going to be? There's no more coffee. We're not going to America. Where are we going to get this? We schlepped this in. So I decided to be a real mensch, and I didn't even tell her. For a few weeks, I stopped drinking it. I started drinking the nasty, I can't even describe it, and I like coffee, but L'Kavod, my wife, I thought that would be a nicer gift than getting her jewelry. And then I told her, and she's very excited. But I said this over after shir, and you're not going to believe this. Mati Mildorf has one of these in his house, and his wife doesn't like it. And he said, wow. So today in the morning, he came over and gave me this great gift. It's a tremendous gift. And when I told my wife that somebody's about to give her this gift, the simcha, all the jewelry I ever bought her, I once did an unbelievable deal in real estate, and I went and I got my wife this crazy piece of jewelry. She looked at it, okay, no, this coffee, 100 times more than that crazy piece of jewelry. I'm telling you. So Yishkoyach Mati, it's not a hint for anybody coming from America, whatever. Fine. So listen to this. My wife never cursed me, certainly not in front of my face, and certainly not in English. Says Rava, it means he's facing his bed. Disgusting. If it's away from the bed, fine. Only he does it on the ground. If he does it inside a vessel, it's not a problem. What does that mean? A person is mezalzel in Netilas Yadayim. A person that doesn't wash his hands at all. Like I keep on telling my kids, it's not Yom Kippur. You don't wash your hands up to your knuckles. You got to go over here and stop being lazy. So this is what Rav is talking. Using exactly a revius, says Rashi. It's the shear, but look, it doesn't really wash your hands well. Fine. You see, I made fun of my kids, made fun of my wife, all in one shear. Baruch Hashem, we're doing great today. Says Rav Chisda, look, I use a lot of water, more than necessary, and therefore, I got handful of, I became wealthy because of it. It was great. It's a good idea, says, so they argue and they don't argue. In other words, the people that it's usher are the people that don't wash at all. But Rava seems to say it's fine to do a revius. Says Rav Chisda, no, it's not fine. Go ahead and wash with as much water as you can. Darish Rava Breder Viloy, Maidich. I missed something. Yes, Why does a woman curse her husband? When he doesn't buy her jewelry. If a person is wealthy enough and he can afford jewelry and he doesn't buy his wife jewelry, what's his punishment? She'll curse him. If she curses him, he'll lose his money. Says Rashi, we have to understand. This is talk. Yeah.
By the way, you mentioning the girl that's missing got somebody in the shear already to get on the phone and help via the shear and put Noam and Simcha in contact with his mother, who's helping them search for this girl, because she lives in the area where the girl's missing.
Okay, beautiful. So anybody that wants to help, and even if it doesn't make sense, or does make sense, just being there, everybody knows this guy. He sits next to me every day in the real shir. He's one of he's there from day one, pillar of the shir. So if somebody wants to go out there and drive and search around and give him chizuk, please contact Noam or Simcha Sussman. If you know Simcha Sussman is, Avi Kamiansky could help out. Bekitzer, you know what to do. Let's go weiter, where it's already 8:01. Says Rashi, we're talking about married women here. It will be a lot different for a single woman to do what's going on here. Married women. I'm going to punish all you women. Why? What does it mean? You are taller. They walked around with their nose up in the sky, drawing attention. Says Rashi, very, very cute. Since their nose was up in the sky, it was hard for them to see where they're walking. So they have to walk small steps. Your big toe to your ankle. What does that mean in the pasuk? They fill their eyes up full of makeup and then they wink at the guys. Again, a married woman. Seems that in certain situations, unmarried women, it's not okay. Listen, they need a shidduch. Listen to this. Women do this today as well. You take your ugly friend, you walk around with her, so people look at you. This is what they did. They went with a short girl, and Memela, they looked taller. All to draw attention, and they are married. They would put perfume in their shoes, and they walk around searching for guys. And when they'd see a man, they would bang their foot in the ground, and therefore would cause the perfume to spray everywhere. And they would put a yitzhar in them like an angry snake. My saying, how's HaKadosh Baruch Hu going to punish them? Midah keneged midah. Everything they did, it's going to backfire to them. Where they put the perfume, there will be decay. Makim shoyim is basmis boy, nasa nemakim will become decay. V'tachas chagoyer nikpa, and underneath their belt, they'll become bruised. Makim shoyim chagurois betziltzul, where they put their belts on, nasa nekafim, be bruised. V'tachas masam miksha karcha, and by the makim shoyim miskashis boy, in other words, the hair that they made up their hair, nasa krachim. They'll become bald. Psachim, the openings of the body. Hamivim l'degila, that brought to the arayis. Yulamach goyer sak, they'll have to put their a sack. Kitachas yoifi, rava hainu damri inchi. There's a saying, chilufei shufra keva. You switched beauty with disgustingness, or what's the taich, the exact taich? Okay, somebody tell me. Keva, like bruises. V'sipach Hashem kodkod b'nois tzion. V'sipach is a lotion of sapachas. Omer Rabbi Yossi b'Rabbi Chanina melamed sheparcha b'em tzoras. They'll get tzoras. Ksiv hacha v'sipach, ksiv hasa, by tzoras, v'laseis v'lasapachas. V'Hashem poseim ya'ara. Their openings become like a forest. What does that mean? Rav Shmuel Chadamar shenishpechu kikiton. They'll spill dam nida. But I'll say quickly. The women said, "What's the big deal?" So the goyim will take us. Will beautify us. Says the Gemara. In fact, the pasuk tells us the goyim did take them and brought them onto the wagons, and they saw something that disgusted them. They threw them off the wagons and ran them over and killed them. What did they see? And they got disgusted from the dam. They were too hairy. We'll just finish this up, 2 more lines. The people of Yerushalayim were disgusting. A man will tell his friend, all referring to znos. What did you eat for breakfast today? Was the dough kneaded well or not kneaded well? In other words, a psul or not? B'yayin gurdoli, was it white wine? Or b'yayin chardoli? Or was it a darker version? B'meisav rochav b'meisav katzar? Was the bed wide and heavy? Or was it skinny? B'chaver toiv or b'chaver ra? Was it a good-looking person or not? And all of these were for znos. You know what? Let's just finish to the Mishnah. Omer Achava, Omer Yehuda, Atz Yerushalayim shel kinamanayu. There were trees in Yerushalayim made out of cinnamon. And they would light it. Reichem loyde b'chol Eretz Yisrael, beautiful smell throughout Eretz Yisrael. Once there's a churban abayis, no more of these trees. There's only one barley worth. I bet you that somebody talks about this, the Maharal or somebody. You can find this one barley by Tzimtzameh in their vault somewhere. Have a wonderful day, Avi. Since Noam is on a search, you want to do some tehillim for us? Shiro Bas Gita Lester, Rabbi Yisai. Shiro Bas Gita Lester. We should hear Psuras Toivos. Psuras Toivos. Hatzal Bet Shemesh is on the search.
Hatzal Bet Shemesh has units that search for people. So if anybody, I think but if anybody needs search for a missing person, Hatzal Bet Shemesh has a unit that's go.
Okay. Yishkoyach. Yishkoyach. Yes. Akiva, what's going on, Akiva? You have a question?
So wait, what did you say in the Mishnah on today's daf? It said koivelis. How did you explain it?
Which one? What does it say in the Mishnah?
Koivelis. In the koivelis. How did you explain it?
Hold on a second. Hold on. I should turn off YouTube. Koivelis is this. You see it? This is koivelis. It's like a spice bag, some sort of spice bag.
So you showed a picture of like a pin. That pin was like.
Oh no, that's kolyar. That's kolyar. A pin is kolyar. Where are you?
So I remember that you.
Oh, here.
You showed once a picture of that Yomi drew.